The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Admiral Hayes stepped forward, his weathered face bearing the weight of terrible news. Representatives from dozens of species watched nervously as the human delegate activated the holographic display, revealing the smoldering remains of 3 frontier colonies: New Haven, Prosperity Station, and Green Fields, Hayes announced, his voice steady despite the rage burning in his eyes. 17,000 civilians gone. The Vorthan ambassador, a tall creature with crystalline features, shifted uncomfortably. Admiral, we understand your grief, but the Crimson Fleet operates beyond our jurisdiction. These pirates... Pirates? Hayes interrupted, his composure cracking slightly. Ambassador Vila, these weren't random raids. The attacks were coordinated, systematic. They targeted our agricultural world specifically. He paused, studying the faces around him. Someone gave them our colony locations. Murmurs rippled through. The assembly. The hegemony had been pressuring humanity to abandon their expansion into the Outer Rim for months, claiming the territory belonged to their ancient empire. Now 3 human settlements lay in ruins, their populations scattered to... The Void Dock Captain Ross materialized beside Hayes as the hologram shifted to show fleet movements. Sir, long-range sensors have detected the Crimson Fleet massing near the Titan Nebula. They're preparing for another strike. The hegemony representative, a massive reptilian being named Core, leaned forward. Humans should withdraw from contested space. Your presence there violates ancient territorial claims. Hayes smiled coldly. Ancient claims? Core, your people haven't set foot in those systems for 3 centuries. We found nothing but dead worlds and asteroid fields. He gestured to the display. But you're right about one thing. We are withdrawing. A collective sigh of relief passed through the chamber. The Vorthan ambassador nodded approvingly. Wisdom prevails. The council appreciates. We're withdrawing our civilians, Hayes continued, his smile widening. Every non-combatant, every family, every child. They're being evacuated to the inner colonies as we speak. The chamber grew quiet again. Something in the Admiral's tone had changed, carrying an undercurrent that made several delegates shift nervously. Admiral, Vala asked carefully, what about your military assets? Hayes activated his personal communicator. Ross, give them the numbers. The captain's voice filled the chamber. Dragon Fleet is moving to full deployment. 12 dreadnoughts, 36 cruisers, and 72 destroyers. Admiral Jackson's Wolf Pack is joining them, another 8 dreadnoughts and support vessels. The Serpent Squadron is moving into position as well. The numbers sent a chill through the assembly. The human fleet had grown considerably since their last census, and everyone knew about their reputation for aggressive tactics. That's nearly your entire Deep Space Navy, Ambassador Vila stammered. Not nearly, Hayes corrected. It is our entire Deep Space Navy. Every ship, every crew, every weapon we've built over the past 50 years. He paused, letting the implications sink in. We're also calling in the reserves. Captain Ross, tell them about the dragons. Ross's voice carried a hint of anticipation. The 1st Dragon Regiment is being reactivated. Full deployment. All veterans, all volunteers. The hegemony representative's eyes narrowed. Dragons? What dragons? Hayes's expression darkened. The men and women who held the line at Blackwater Station. The ones who fought the Void Hunters. For 6 months without resupply. The soldiers who turned the tide at the Battle of Broken Chains. He stepped closer to Core. The ones who earned their reputation fighting things that would make your nightmares seem pleasant. The chamber erupted in worried whispers. The human military's reputation was already formidable, but the Dragon Regiment was legendary. They were the veterans of humanity's worst conflicts, the survivors of impossible battles, the ones who emerged from hell itself with their humanity intact but their mercy burned away. "Admiral," Vela pleaded, "surely diplomatic solutions remain available. The Council could mediate. The time for diplomacy ended when children started dying," Hayes replied flatly. "The Crimson Fleet wants to play with fire? They're about to learn what happens when you wake sleeping dragons." Kor rose to his full imposing height. "The hegemony cannot allow human aggression to go unchecked. We have our own fleets, then. Bring them," Hayes said simply. "Bring every ship you have. Bring your allies. Bring anyone stupid enough to stand with pirates and child killers." He turned to address the entire assembly. "But understand this. We're not coming for territory. We're not coming for resources. We're coming for justice." The holographic display shifted to show the Dragon Fleet's movement patterns. Unlike typical military formations, the human ships moved with predatory grace, spreading out in hunting formations that spoke of experience and deadly intent. "The Crimson Fleet has a choice," Hayes continued. "They can surrender the individuals responsible for the colony attacks, along with whoever provided them with our intelligence. Or they can face the dragons." Captain Ross's voice filled the chamber. "Again, Admiral, we're receiving communications from the Outer Rim. Word of the dragons' deployment has spread. 3 pirate fleets have already begun abandoning their bases." Hayes nodded grimly. "And the Crimson Fleet?" "Still holding position near the nebula. They're broadcasting defiance across all frequencies." The Admiral's smile returned, cold and sharp. "Then they've made their choice." He turned back to the assembly. "The Council should know that Dragon Fleet will observe all laws of warfare. We will not target civilian populations or non-combatants. But anyone who stands with the Crimson Fleet, anyone who aids them, anyone who harbors them, may become legitimate targets." The chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. The humans weren't just seeking revenge. They were delivering a message to the entire galaxy. Touch our innocence and face the consequences. Ambassador Vila made one last attempt. "Admiral, the casualties should have been considered before they murdered 17,000 farmers and teachers and children," Hayes replied. "The dragons are coming. And this time, they're not fighting for territory or politics or ancient claims." His eyes blazed with righteous fury. "They're fighting for justice, and they will not be denied." The holographic display showed the Dragon Fleet accelerating toward the Titan Nebula, their ships gleaming like steel predators in the void. Behind them, the legends marched veterans of 100 battles, survivors of impossible odds, the ones who had earned their fearsome reputation in the crucible